Hi boys and girls, this is Mr. Ibarra. For today's lesson, you are going to need your math book, you're going to need your blocks, and you're going to need a pencil. So hit pause on the video, go get your items. When you are ready, come back and push play, and we'll begin. Okay, boys and girls, so make sure you turn to page number 243 in your math book, and we are going to get started. Now, the strategy that we're going to use today is visualize. So when we visualize, we are making a picture in our head, and we're going to use some blocks to help us make pictures in our head to solve these word problems, okay? So, this is what we're going to do. Let's read the first one. And it says, 3 red birds are on a branch. There are 2 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. How many yellow birds are there in all? Well, now what we're going to do is, number one, we have to understand what we are reading. So we are going to underline what we know and circle what we need to find out. So they already gave us a hint. They said there are 3 red birds on a branch. That's something that we know. So let's just trace that underline because that's something that we know. There are 2 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. Okay, so we know that there are 2 more yellow birds than red birds on another branch. So we're going to underline that. And then it says, how many yellow birds are there? And it has a question mark. So when there's a question mark, that usually means that it's a question and that's something that we want to know. So we're going to circle that because we want to know how many yellow birds there are. So now it says, how would I solve this problem? What kind of a plan do we need to solve this problem? Well, we can try to act it out. We can try to use our blocks to help us. Okay, so if I know that there are 3 red birds, right? So I know that there's 3 red birds. Now, because it says that there's 3 red birds. Now I know that there's 2 more yellow birds than red birds. So I don't have any yellow blocks, so I'm going to just use what I have. I'm going to pretend that these are the other type of birds. So I know that there are 2 more. So that means that it has to have 3 plus 2 more, right? Because this is 2 more, because this would be the same, but 1 more, 2 more would look like this. So how many yellow birds are there? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 yellow birds. Okay, so does that make sense? Yes, it does, because that means that there's 2 more of these birds than these. Okay, so I used my blocks and I used my brain to make a picture in my head and visualize what I had. Okay, so let's try another one. So turn the page. It says, practice the strategy. Susan found 3 shells on the beach. Jamar found 1 more shell than Susan did. How many shells did Jamar find? Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, first we have to understand what we're reading. We're going to underline what we know and circle what we need to find out. And it says, Susan found 3 shells on the beach. Well, I know Susan found 3 shells, so I'm going to underline that. Jamar found 1 more shell than Susan did. So I'm going to underline that. Jamar found 1 more shell than Susan did. Now it says, how many shells did Jamar find? And it has a question mark. So when there's a question mark, that means we're circling that because that's what we need to find out. How many shells did Jamar find? Well, let's see. I know that Susan found 3 shells on a beach. So I'm going to use my blocks to show how many shells Susan found. She found how many? 3. Okay? Now, Jamar found one more shell than Susan did. Now, that doesn't say that Jamar found only one shell. He found one more shell. So if I make my block, it would be one more. So I need to use my blocks, and these are going to be the ones that Jamar found. Now, that shows that this one shows that they found the same amount, but I know that Jamar found more. How many more? One more. So I'm going to add one more block. Okay, so do you see how this is Susan and this is Jamar? And Jamar found how many? One more. So how many did he find? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means Jamar found 4 shells. Does that make sense? Because he found one more than Susan. And this picture, my blocks help me visualize that story. Okay, so great. Now let's go to the next page. 245. And it says, Lou picked 7 apples. Jordan picked one more apple than Lou. How many apples did Jordan pick? Well, let's do our strategy first. We have to underline. Lou picked 7 apples. I'm going to underline that. I know how many Lou picked. Jordan picked one more apple than Lou. So let's underline that. Jordan picked one more apple than Lou. How many apples did Jordan pick? I'm going to circle that because it has a question mark, and that's my question. That's what I want to know. Okay, so let's use our blocks and try to visualize that using our blocks. Okay, so I know that I'm going to make, this one's going to be Lou, and so I put an L. This one's going to be Jordan, so I'm going to put a J. So how many apples did Lou pick? Yeah, that's right. He picked 7. Okay, so let's put 7 blocks on here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to put that by Lou. So I know that's how many Lou picked. And then I know that Jordan picked one more apple than Lou. So one more, what does that look like? One more apple. Now that doesn't mean that he only picked one apple. He picked one more, so it's going to look like that. So I need to put 7 apples, right? 7 apples. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the same number of apples, but did they pick the same? No. Jordan picked one more. So let me add one more apple. So how many apples did Jordan pick? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He picked 8 apples. Okay, because that's one more. That's one more than Lou's. Okay, let's do the next one. Jan has 6 necklaces. Kim has the same number of necklaces. How many necklaces do they have all together? Well, let's underline. Jan has 6 necklaces. Kim has the same number of necklaces. Has the same. Okay, how many necklaces do they have all together? That's my question. How much do they have all together? So Jan, this is going to be for Jan. This one's going to be for Kim. How many does Jan have? Necklaces. That's right. Jan has 6. So let's put 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how many Jan has. Now it says Kim has the same number of necklaces. So then what's the same as Jan? That's right. 6. The same as Jan would be 6. So Jan has 6 and Kim has 6. How many necklaces do they have all together? That's right. 6 plus 6 is 12. So they have 12 necklaces all together. Great. Good job on using your doubles. Okay. Now this one says the clown sells toys in boxes of 2, 4, and 6. Nella's mom buys 2 boxes with 10 toys in all. Which 2 boxes did she buy? Ooh, that one's a tough one. So the clown sells boxes, or sells toys in boxes of 2, 4, and 6. Nella's mom buys 2 boxes with 10 toys in all. Which 2 boxes did she buy? Well, that's kind of a puzzle. So I know that the boxes could be either 2, a box can be 4, or a box can be 6. So which 2 boxes make 10? So which 2 boxes make 10? So if I buy this one and this one, is this 10? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. So it can't be those. How about if I put these 2 boxes? Are these 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's right. So a box of 4 and a box of 6 make 10. So they bought, those are the ones they bought. They bought the box with 4 and they bought the box with 6 toys because it needs to make 10 because it says you have 10 toys in all. Okay, that was a tough one. Let's do the next page. There are 5 boats in a lake. There are 6 boats out of the lake. How many boats are there in all? Well, let's underline. There are 5 boats in a lake. There are 6 boats out of the lake. How many boats are there in all? That's what we're going to circle. So let's show that with blocks. So we said that there are how many? 5 boats in the lake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there are 6 boats out of the lake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many boats are there in all? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 boats in all. Very good. Okay, let's do the next one. The girls ride in 2 taxis. The boys ride in some taxis. There are 9 taxis in all. How many taxis do the boys ride in? So we have to find the missing part. Okay, so if I know that there are 9 as the, oh wait, I forgot to underline. The girls ride in 2 taxis. The boys ride in some taxis, but we don't know how many. There are 9 taxis in all, so let's underline that. How many taxis do the boys ride in? So, what can we do? Well, if I know that there are 9 taxis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know how many did the girls ride in? Oh yeah, well the girls ride in 2. So this must be the girls. So what's left over must be the boys. This part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 must be the part of the boys. So the boys rode in 7 taxis, right? Because that's the missing part. Great. Last one. Alan counts 9 lamps. Kurt counts the same number of lamps. How many lamps did Kurt and Alan count? So let's underline what we know. Alan counts 9 lamps. Kurt counts the same number of lamps. How many lamps did Kurt and Alan count? Okay, so if we know that Alan counted 7 lamps, so let's put 7 lamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and we know that Kurt counts the same number of lamps. So what's the same number as Alan? That's right, it's 7 because they have the same. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they have the same number, right? So it's asking, how many lamps did Kurt and Alan count? So how many did they count all together? What's 7 plus 7? Yeah, that's right. 7 plus 7 is 14. So they counted 14 lamps all together. Great job. Okay, boys and girls, so that is it for today. So I want you to turn in page number 245 and 246 into Seesaw, and I'll see you later. Bye.